This is the MTPredictor weekly market update for August 23rd. So it's been a while. I've been on vacations and so forth throughout the summer, and time to take a look at the markets and see where we've been, where we're going, and a lot of people obviously concerned about the market. Begin to seem like the market's breaking down. But if you look at the MTPredictor software here, these decision points look for potential turning points in the market, market tops, market bottoms, and you can see each time one of these decision points forms, a market corrects off of these levels. Now these are the software generated signals here, but here on the last decision point potential top here, this signal was given, those that had the software had this signal on the chart the week of May 21st. Again, this is the weekly chart of the Dow here. So that signal was generated, and you can see the trade set up. If I just right click here and I choose analysis, the software will give us what the entry, the stop, and the target were for the trade, and what the reward was 6 times greater than whatever you initially risked. You can see we hit that target a few weeks ago, and price has now moved down into, this is actually a decision point off of the next swing low here, which is this level here. You can see, whoops, that we've reached a potential level of support. This has now come in on high volume, so we want to pay attention to this because it may be an indication that professionals may begin to step in this area. We'll see. If they do, chances are we shouldn't make a new low here, or at least prices should reverse in this area, and we should close this coming week with a blue buyer's candle. Alright, so we'll see what happens in this level, but you can see if I scrunch things up here. Alright, so whereas everybody's looking at, we'll look at the S&P here in a minute, you can see this is just a trend line that I drew. If you like trend lines, we obviously closed below the trend line in the Dow here on this weekly trend line here. But anyway, the point is the software had you way back in May indicating that there may be a top in. If you look at the S&P, again, here's your let me get this on here. Looks like this has moved since I added some more data here. The S&P, this little trend line here, you can see we've closed the week below that trend line. The red line here is your 50 period moving average. Again, this is the weekly chart, and this is the 200 period moving average, the blue line here, and you can see obviously the cross back here, and it's just been a bull market since that cross, that we'll call golden cross on the weekly chart. Interestingly, this was the crash here of 2008. The software called the bottom in 2009. This was the October, I think this is October of 2009. I'm sorry, March 10th, the week of March 10th. Week of March 10th, 2009. So the software called the bottom. If you want to look at the pattern that it generated as well, it was also an Elliott wave, 5-wave sequence right into the minimum wave 5 target. So you had a few things telling us that the bottom may be in there, and you can see the weekly golden cross. Well, it did get, especially if you're in a mutual fund or something, gave you a heads up, maybe get out of your mutual funds, but you can see the top in back here. Let's just see this 5-wave sequence at the top there as well, indicating that the top may be in there. Didn't quite reach the next decision point level there before things top, but you had a little pattern there, gave you a heads up, something to pay attention to, and then on the bottom here. But anyway, where we are currently, obviously we had this big move up here. Now people are beginning to get concerned, but we had again sell signal in the Dow, and we'll look at some other stuff that gave us a heads up that things may not all be well. close below the trend line here, this trend line on this last big leg up here. So something to keep an eye on. Maybe we'll get a retracement back to the trend line. Up here again, we've reached some support on the weekly chart now after the sell-off, and then we'll see what happens if we any rallies that we get there. Again, high volume spike here on the weekly chart on the close here. We'll see what that's fall. We don't know yet if that's buying volume or selling volume. Obviously, if we begin to make new lows, it'll just be an indication it's more selling volume. But if prices turn in here, if we close the week, like I said, without making a new low, or we get a blue buyer's candle indicating buyers are actually overcoming sellers, then we should get a rally off that low, because it may be an indication professionals are stepping in there. The other thing that I was looking at, and I was reporting the weekly at transportation, the chartation at, and you can see high here, wave 1, the wave 3 move, and the wave now. This may be maybe a wave 5 last high on the just point degree. So here, see turn upward to this point where I highlight. This was stock new high. See when the average off it. We're back November 2000 for high to February. This was because typically market high on the new high here, and the average was well. It went next stocks. Let me see if you're maybe the ST there for the downside back in around we've seen there. We could here maybe just agree to again support with that. We'll have to see being or selling coming in. Look at in contract data here. This is looking at the major little down here a little back to it. We had the signal for EC4 with target the swing here. We couple of you seeing highs, a lower very big, and now the same pattern kind of form here. See, we again tested basically there, and we got some in on the there may be head here with potential targets above and at 10-20 on 10. Right, so this rally, put in high gold. Don't know. Wait and see. The bottom maybe selling again. The pattern will wait. Form a can this week chart. Okay, that's in buy for level down our wave here. There's the minimum get comes in around the 5 wave. Third, we'll call it 5. Have some lower just under about 20. It will just dollar index chart out. This resistance came in off potential wave C correct to generate sell initial target analysis. The initial is some wave here is greater risk, but starting fleet reason be a 1 and 2, so we're a typical target or the C target is a big cluster over fibers here, and we tested up again, it moved highs, but we'll see things do come out. We said if sellers, then maybe dollar heads with tests. If not, the buying gold going to drop for this 131 level.